Hey guys, what's up? DKV here. So I recently have been having a ton of fun trying out this new ZBARB build. I basically made it in order to push higher tier rifts with friends because you will get one shot in the higher tiers. Pretty much all classes will. And I think it could be important to have a ZBARB that's in there balling mobs, stunning, and an infinite reser, essentially. I don't want to talk too much about my gear. I'm going to make a separate video detailing what I think about the ZBARB and how I should gear. This is mainly just a showcase of some clips and kind of why I think a ZBARB could be useful. So, like I said, this gear is definitely not optimized. I can get significantly more tanky, mainly with my amulet. My amulet's just my whirlwind amulet. I also wanted to talk about, like, is it worth it? And real quick, I'll just hover over all of these item powers. Like, there's some 800s in here. Like, I'm getting higher tier items from these, like, high 60s and low 70s that I'm doing. So, I would say it's not worth it for XP. And the loot's questionable. You would probably get more loot and upgrade more glyphs if you just speed ran 50s or 40s instead of pushing up to 70s or 75s. But I thought this would be an interesting showcase, so I'll show you guys some clips. So a lot of people are probably wondering what exactly does the ZBARB do in Diablo 4, and the main job is just to ball enemies, pull them in tight groups, make them so that way the AoE classes like sorcerers, rogues, barbs can all AoE them down pretty quickly. I basically mentioned every class but fucking druid and necro, but I don't know, maybe druids are okay as a DPS. As you can see, I'm just pulling mobs here. In this tier, I'm practically invincible. I can tank up to 78s, I've tried, and it's been okay. My gear is not optimal. I think with optimal gear, ZBARBs could be tanking 85s or even 90s for you guys. And so we're applying vulnerable, we're ceasing, we're slowing. We have an aspect which I'm using right here, which makes us immune, so we can get tasks done that are hard, like, you know, freeing visitors. We also, how the res system works in Nightmare Dungeons is that as long as a player resurrects another player, you don't waste one of your revives. So that makes it to where we can try as many times as we want. I'm not saying that this is efficient or whatever. I think ideal efficiency would be figuring out a team composition and then running speed 60s or speed 50s or maybe even speed 70s depending on how geared you are. Our builds aren't, well, at least my friend here, isn't designed specifically to speedrun, you know, 78s, I think is what we're doing here. So, yeah, his build could be a little bit more optimized, I could be a little tankier. Instead of having 2 people, we could have 4 people, and the clear would be a lot smoother. So I just thought I would showcase some of the pulls, how tanky I am, the utility with the resurrects, and grabbing some of the items like bloodstones, and hope you guys enjoy the showcase because I haven't seen, like, I didn't know what ZBARBs are capable of in Diablo 4. I haven't seen any content on it, so hopefully this will help some of you guys out. I plan on making more content, not just on ZBARBs, but other Diablo content, so if this is interesting to you, make sure to subscribe. Alright, thank you guys.
ready yet. Not 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 ready yet.
So this is the biggest pool of the entire video. It's going to be a 74 Demise. I'm sure a lot of you know Demise, especially if you watched my last video. And what I think the eventual meta will become is you'll have classes that are designed specifically to kill these huge, gigantic balls. Some ideas I had are the Sorcerer. I believe they have a freeze ability where they shatter every enemy they kill. They also have a Fireball enchantment, and just imagine you kill 40 trash mobs right here, and then there's 40 Fireballs just shotgunning the elites. Rogue's Shadow Imbuement seems interesting. Hammer of the Ancients just smashing down on 50 would be pretty interesting. So I think there's a lot of room to play with. Even just in my build, I think I could run Ground Stomp, and then whatever my team is doing the spike, I stun all the enemies, and then all of the DPS, the AoE DPS, can run the 50% increased damage for stun mobs. I can increase my levels of Warcry more and save Warcry for when the spike's happening, and this will give us 40% more damage. So if you had 2 AoE DPS and then we synergized it with the correct builds and we comboed off with all of our cooldowns, I think packs like this could potentially just be absolutely one-shot. So that's why I think that ZBARBs and group compositions, hopefully in Season 1 they make doing Nightmare Dungeons more rewarding, because right now it's just to like test and have fun. But yeah, just thought that was some interesting food for thought for you guys.
Not ready yet. Not ready yet. Not ready yet. Not ready yet. I need more time. Not ready yet.
So, funnily enough, the boss is actually the easiest part of all the dungeons, because, I don't know, they just did no damage. They were really tanky. Their bullet sponges. They kind of have no real scary mechanics. I think it is important to have an RGK or a single target damage if you're trying to speed clear 60s or 70s, so that way instead of taking a few minutes for the boss. It just takes maybe like 40 seconds or something like that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'm proud to show it off. I'll be definitely optimizing this build in the future, so look out for upcoming ZBARB optimization builds.